In more Netflix news, I found this. It's on archive because it's from the Wrap through Yahoo. I don't care for either of those sites. Netflix animation erased. Executives fired, shows canceled, and accusations of staged data. Phil Renda, whose official title is Netflix's Director of Creative Leadership and Development for Original Animation, was let go this week. They can confirm all that stuff. According to several creators who spoke to the Wrap, the kids and family space in Netflix animation has changed. Series that benefited from great word of mouth and critical praise aren't being renewed, and several high-profile projects, have been unceremoniously canceled, including the long-delayed adaptation of Just Miss Bone. Netflix just saw its stock plummet more than 30%, which is, it's pretty fun crazy. It'll go back up, but god damn, you lose 30%. That's fun crazy. Anyway, it's also facing complications in Toontown. The guy's firing was perhaps an inevitable end to a deep chaotic period for Netflix animation, particularly its kid and family division. It goes on, and it talks a little more about it. It was once considered a glitter utopia. A few years ago, there was no place more welcoming or seductive to artists and animators than Netflix animation. They were known for being a place that you could bring a project that might not have gained traction anywhere else, and suddenly have it produced without much studio interference. Talk about animation heavyweights, rush to it, goes on and on. So now you're seeing fewer of these creator-driven projects. New series aren't as exciting as they once were. Many animators have left the studio decamping to old standbys like Cartoon Network, Disney, Nickelodeon, or other upstarts like Apple TV Plus and Amazon. Netflix's focus has shifted noticeably too. One producer whose show on Netflix wasn't renewed said that when they got to Netflix, who served creative roles on groundbreaking animated series like Gravity Falls and Adventure Time, told Netflix creators, "We want to be the home of everybody's favorite show." By the time the producer left several years later, there was a new thesis statement. We want to make what our audience wants to see. As far as mission statements go, those are vastly different. And to a point, it's kind of semantics, but the point is they're trying to just make shows that they believe that everybody wants to watch. We'll see. True to this new thesis statement, several high-profile animated projects in the kids and family space have been outright canceled, including Bone, an adaptation of Roald Dahl's The Twits, and Lauren Foss's Witchy Toil and Trouble currently touts Boss Baby as the ideal of what an animated series on a platform should be and what kinds of numbers those animated series should be bringing in. Although Netflix doesn't even own Boss Baby, it licenses the series from DreamWorks Animation. Elizabeth Ito, who's deeply brilliant, City of Ghosts, was nominated for a Peabody Award and currently sports a perfect 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Reiterated, as many did, how much they enjoyed working with both the executive teams and Netflix's marketing department. I'll link this basically so you guys can read. I'll continue down, but basically, making matters more frustrating for creators are a set of imposed corporate guidelines that dictate with draconian exactness to marketing and distribution of the series. Promotion typically doesn't begin until a month before the show's premiere. Sometimes they haven't even been announced before then. This leaves a very small window to build awareness and anticipation, much less cultivate genuine excitement. Yes, it's stupid. And once the show debuts on the platform, it can often get lost in the shuffle. How many times have you ever seen an animated series above the fold on the homepage, leading many creators to become their own hype machines via various social media platforms? It goes on and on. It could talk. This is a long ass article. It seems like it's well sourced and everything. So hey, I understand its length. But it's basically talking about Netflix is proud of its data. It admits that this approach can bring up a lot of questions. While Bisagno says that Dong was able to tell the story she wanted to over the course of the Centaur World's episodes. She told the streamer, if you want more, we can do that. And instead, the team was presented with data, but not given context for what that data means to Netflix. It seems Centaur World wouldn't go beyond its initial commitment. When she asked questions, or when he asked questions about the data, they stonewalled him. He's now at Cartoon Network. And there's a couple other stories and everything. It's basically talking about the data that Netflix shows, or they seem to care so much about, may not be exactly what it should be. Essentially, that it's basically biased in certain areas towards we want this specific thing to happen, and if it gets really popular with other demographics or whatever, we don't give a shit. We want it to be here, which is just a stupid way to do things. And plus, also the whole they don't start advertising or promoting a show until a month before it's released. It's like, motherfucker, come on now. I'm not saying that you should be, showing, 6, 7, 8 months ahead of time, be rolling commercials every goddamn 2 seconds or whatever. But you need to have a situation where you start to build awareness around stuff. Plus also people know that animated stuff takes a long time. So you can, you can talk 6 months out, you can talk a year out and stuff, and have enough stuff to show to get people somewhat interested at least. It just Netflix really seems to be making the wrong moves like all the time. Now some of it is because they're so focused on that diversity, inclusion, all that shit, and some of it is just I'm not sure that they're getting bad advice from people or the people in charge are just doing bad things, stupid things. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You know, it's like I don't know. It's just ridiculous the way that they're acting and stuff. You know it's like one last thing and then I'll wrap it up. If an animated series receives accolades after its cancellation, as City of Ghosts did with several awards and nominations, including the Peabody, Netflix is even slower to act, if at all. Look at her personal Twitter account for the one woman campaign that finally got Netflix after several hours to release a single City of Ghosts Peabody shareable. This is a dramatically different approach to their kids and family series content than even the animated feature space at Netflix, which launched an endless, elaborate campaign for the Mitchells versus the Machines Best Animated Feature Oscar this year. It's, it said maybe these animation creators knew long ago what everyone's figuring out now, that Netflix, while filled with great people, can be a wonderful place. But when you are purely being driven by algorithms and numbers, sometimes the math doesn't add up. It's just, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Netflix is dying. They're going to go away. Some people are trying to round that or sound that horn, and that just sounds ridiculous because it's like, come on, man. Seriously, they're not going anywhere. Not anytime soon. They got 221 million subscribers. Now they're going to lose. They could start losing more, and maybe a year from now, things are different from Netflix. They're still around, of course, but they're not as big as they used to be. Maybe a couple years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the line, they're no longer the biggest streaming site, and so on and so forth. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap this up here. I've gone almost 7 minutes. Didn't mean to go that long. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.